Guys, it's your boy John, the Liquidator, coming back with another video, and it looked like a former LSU teammate of Angel Reese is spilling the beans about her locker room woes. Guys, for this one here, we got to go down to Louisiana. Let's get it. Let's go. Now, someone we have not talked about here on the channel in a very long time is Angel Reese, man. Now, Angel Reese has completely turned into a content creator, man, uploading videos on her Unapologetically Angel channel, and you know, she decided not to do.
She said it right there on camera. No filters, no hesitation. Angel Reese's former LSU teammate just unloaded a massive revelation, exposing the raw, unpolished reality of what went down behind those locker room doors. What she described wasn't your average leadership moment. Reese ran that squad with a fierce edge, demanding accountability in a way that most people on the outside could never understand. If someone slipped up, she made sure they felt it and corrected it. This wasn't tough love. This was a full-on, direct, no-nonsense approach that hit teammates hard, sometimes leaving them rattled, but ultimately reshaping them into competitors with steel in their veins. Her intensity could push anyone to their breaking point, yet that same fire molded champions. And when the interview wrapped, the silence in the room said everything. The weight of what had just been revealed painted Reese as an icon whose standard for excellence had absolutely no ceiling.
Born in Dallas, but we have to talk about this story here because her name has come back up in headlines today. Let's pull it up right now, man. So it looked like former LSU teammate of Angel Reese had this to say. How Angel Reese kept teammates in check. Now, mind you guys, I have not seen this. I have not read this. I think it's gonna be bad. You know, if my mind is telling me it's gonna be bad, I'm about 80% sure it's probably gonna be bad. But it could be good. It could be good. Let's dive into it, man. Instead of the Chicago star, Angel Reese was ranked the number 2.
The voice behind these shocking revelations is last tier Poa, the Australian guard who played at LSU before transferring to Arizona State. In her open, unfiltered conversation with Bronze, she offered a rare inside look at what life was really like within the LSU Tigers locker room during their title chase. Because she experienced Angel Reese's leadership firsthand, Poa brings a perspective few others can match. Her account cuts straight through the glossy headlines, revealing the intense, uncompromising mentality that drove that championship team. By choosing to speak so honestly, Poa strips away the polished exterior and exposes the raw determination that powered LSU behind the scenes. Her testimony doesn't just add context, yet it becomes essential to truly understanding the force of Reese's influence far beyond the numbers on the box score.
I think it's gonna be bad. You know, if my mind is telling me it's gonna be bad, I'm about 80% sure it's probably gonna be bad. But it could be good. It could be good. Let's dive into it, man. Instead of the Chicago star, Angel Reese was ranked the number 2 overall recruit coming out of class 2020. Now, in this class, according to ESPN, this was the greatest women's basketball class in the history for high school ranks, guys. You had Paige Beckers, number 1, Cameron Brink, Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark came out at number 4 in high school in the country. Ain't that
Poa didn't just witness Angel Reese's fire, she internalized it. She credits a major transformation in both her game and personal development to Reese's influence. And it wasn't simply about sharpening basketball skills. What Poa learned was a deeper, more lasting lesson in accountability. She openly admitted that Reese was one of the key people who taught her how to lead, how to demand excellence, and how to hold others to the same standard. This isn't just a teammate story, it's proof of Reese's ability to reshape someone's mindset. Her presence left a powerful, lasting mark on Poa's career and character, turning that influence into something both personal and far-reaching.
2020. Now, in this class, according to ESPN, this was the greatest women's basketball class in the history for high school ranks, guys. You had Paige Beckers, number 1, Cameron Brink, Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark came out at number 4 in high school in the country. Ain't that crazy how they've been hating on Caitlin Clark since fucking high school, bro. Number 4. And number 5, Camila Cardoso. So I'm guessing Angel probably ranked number 2. Then you had Aaliyah Edwards, Haley Van Lith, and I'm not even going to pronounce her name. Now, however, Reese wasn't well known within women's basketball.
What happened behind those locker room doors all came back to one thing: Angel Reese's absolute refusal to accept anything less than excellence. Poa explained that if someone messed up in a game or wasn't locked in, Reese would call it out immediately. No soft language, no trying to spare feelings. Her feedback was sharp, direct, and impossible to misinterpret. The kind of honesty that hits hard but leaves no room for confusion or excuses. Reese made sure every mistake was corrected on the spot, and she held everyone to the same elite standard, whether you were a star or a bench player. That unfiltered communication became the backbone of LSU's championship mindset. It could shock newcomers at first, but in the end, it shaped them into a unified, relentless squad with one mission: win.
To the casual fans that's new like me. With that being said, I didn't know about Angel Reese until she went to LSU. Now, Angel Reese started off at Maryland. Now, Angel Reese did not like the situation in Maryland. They was a very bad team. She got the hell out of Dodge. Hence, what she's trying to do now in Chicago: get the hell out of Dodge. Now, it goes on to say, bruh, that when she transferred, Reese then went to become household name. No, you're wrong. Angel Reese did not become a...
Reese wasn't simply pointing out errors. She was drilling a deep sense of accountability into everyone around her. With her leadership, there was no slipping into the background, no dodging responsibility, no shifting blame. Every player had to stand on their own performance and meet the standard she demanded. Her blunt challenges were meant to spark something, pushing teammates to face their flaws directly and level up fast. And while her style could feel overwhelming, it created a culture where complacency never had a chance. She pushed the entire roster past their comfort zones, turning that intense pressure into standout results. It was demanding, it was relentless, but it worked, and the success that followed proved it.
When she transferred, Reese then went to become household name. No, you're wrong. Angel Reese did not become a household name till she did the "You Can't See Me" John Cena with her hands and pointed at her ring finger, taunting Kayla Clark. This right here, this is what got Angel Reese famous. She would have been a regular, who cares, WNBA player. Nobody gave two flying, I'm not even going to say the rest, about Angel Reese, bro, until she did that. Let's all be honest. I feel like we all could agree on that. Now, Reese was a key part of LSU capture that night.
Poa kept coming back to one thing: Angel Reese's intensity, that undeniable dog mentality that showed up in everything she did. It wasn't just about being a tough competitor. It was a mindset, a non-stop drive that pushed everyone around her to match her energy. That dog in her meant battling for every rebound, every loose ball, every single possession. It meant refusing to fold, whether the pressure came on the court or in the locker room. Her obsession with excellence wasn't just a personal trait, it spread through the entire roster. Reese's inner fire became the heartbeat of the team, fueling LSU's championship run and setting a standard no one could ignore.
A former teammate, accountability lessons at LSU. One Reese teammate at LSU was last year, Poe, an Australian player who transferred to Arizona State from LSU. However, in 2024, she was recently interviewed by Bounce Pass AU, and she shared several candid segments about how Angel Reese was as a teammate. Oh, wow.
During your time at LSU, you played with a big name in Angel Reese. What was...
In a jaw-dropping statement, Poa didn't just compliment Angel Reese. She took it a step further, claiming Reese was the driving force behind the shift in women's basketball that season. This wasn't some casual comment. It was a powerful assertion about Reese's unmatched influence on the sport's direction. Her fearless style of play, big personality, and championship run didn't just grab headlines. They changed the entire conversation around women's hoops. Poa's bold take credits Reese with pushing the sport into a new era, transforming her from a standout athlete into a cultural force whose impact echoed far beyond Baton Rouge. According to Poa, Reese didn't just play the game that year, she reshaped it.
During your time at LSU, you played with a big name in Angel Reese. What was it like to play with Angel, who not obviously was a great player for LSU, but also someone who brought that attention? Because that's different than here in Australia.
Oh yeah. I know I probably might get a lot of hate for this, but to me, she's one of the reasons, actually, the main reason why women's basketball changed. Like that year that we won it changed everything because of how she spoke out vocally about certain situations. But obviously, going back to your question, I think
Reese's leadership was defined by her voice and her unshakable conviction. She spoke up whenever something needed to be addressed, with teammates, refs, even the media, and she never watered down her message. Her expectations were crystal clear because she stated them boldly and consistently. When Poa said Reese stood on business, she meant Reese handled whatever needed handling immediately, with no excuses and no hesitation. That mindset wasn't optional. It became the standard for the entire roster. Her ability to be loud, firm, and unwavering carved out the foundation for LSU's success, setting a tone everyone else was required to follow. Poa also described the load Reese carried, summing it up perfectly. The crown is heavy, but she's got that crown on top. It captured the massive expectations, the spotlight, the public scrutiny, everything that came with being LSU's marquee star and the face of women's basketball. Yet Reese wore it with poise, strength, and a sense of pride, inspiring confidence throughout the locker room. Her ability to thrive under the brightest lights was part of what made her special. But before she became a national storyline, Reese's journey looked very different. She began her college career at Maryland, a situation she never felt aligned with. According to the transcript, she viewed it as a fallback environment and made the difficult choice to leave, saying she needed to get the hell out of Dodge. That moment revealed who she's always been, a competitor who knew her value early and wasn't afraid to chase a place that matched her ambition. Fast forward to today, and Poa points out a familiar pattern. Rumors now suggest Reese may be considering the same kind of move with the Chicago Sky, possibly looking toward Dallas and a potential union with Paige Buchers. Just like her Maryland exit, these whispers paint the picture of a player who refuses to stay somewhere that doesn't fit her vision. She's always been willing to shake things up if it means better opportunities for growth, even when it means ruffling feathers. That isn't inconsistency, it's commitment to business, the same mindset she demanded from everyone else. And ironically, Angel Reese didn't skyrocket into mainstream fame solely because of her dominance on the court. Her true launch into global recognition came after that now iconic John Cena hand gesture toward Caitlin Clark, a moment that set social media and sports culture on fire. Until then, she was a standout athlete, but not a cultural lightning rod. That single act of boldness, confidence, and defiance pushed her into the national spotlight, instantly polarizing fans and igniting endless debate. It was that moment, not just her stat sheet, that transformed her into a figure who transcended the sport. Whether loved or criticized, she commanded attention, pulled in new viewers, and became a defining personality in women's basketball. Her story isn't just about talent, it's about voice, conviction, and the courage to live loudly, even when the crown gets heavy. Angel Reese's taunt toward Caitlin Clark wasn't just a heat of the moment reaction, it became the spark that shifted her entire public image. Whether it was instinct or strategy, that gesture instantly amplified her profile, transforming a competitive rivalry into a cultural flashpoint. Overnight, she embraced the role of the bold, unapologetic villain, and the media never looked away again. But beneath the headlines and non-stop attention, Reese was also delivering one of the most dominant seasons in college basketball history. During LSU's title run, she put up a monster 23 points and 15 rebounds per game, stat lines that made her criticism proof. She didn't need to talk to prove she was a leader. Her numbers said everything. Her nightly double-doubles came straight from that dog mentality, that commitment to standing on business every single possession. Reese had always been elite. She emerged from what ESPN crowned as the greatest women's high school class ever, the class of 2020. Ranked number 2 in the nation, she entered college among heavyweights, a class featuring Paige Buchers at number 1, Cameron Brink at number 3, and Caitlin Clark at number 4. Reese wasn't just another top recruit, she was built to stand out in a historic field of generational talent. Last Tayer Poa's candid interview peeled back the curtain on what life was really like inside LSU's championship locker room. And it wasn't for the soft-hearted. Under Reese's leadership, the locker room became a forge. Mistakes were addressed instantly. Accountability wasn't suggested, it was enforced. Her voice, sharp, direct, and unwavering, set the tone. Newcomers were often shocked. Veterans learned to sharpen up. Reese's leadership created a pressure cooker, but that same fire turned talented players into hardened competitors. Poe described how Reese confronted errors head-on, demanded intensity, and pushed teammates far beyond their comfort zones. That environment didn't just produce wins, it produced growth. And Poa's biggest takeaway wasn't about Reese yelling or losing it. It was the deeper message underneath. Reese taught her how to hold herself and others accountable, a skill Poa says many in their generation try to avoid. She admitted openly, "These lessons are reflecting back on my game. I'm using what Angel taught me to hold this team accountable." That's the true legacy Reese left behind. Not just trophies, not just viral moments, but teammates who walked away sharper, tougher, and more prepared for whatever comes next. Reese's story didn't begin at LSU. She started at Maryland, a place she quickly realized didn't match her ambition. According to the transcript, she saw it as a fallback situation and made the bold decision to get the hell out of Dodge. It was an early sign of a competitor who refused to settle. And today, with that same mindset may be resurfacing. Rumors suggest Reese is exploring a way out of her current WNBA situation with the Chicago Sky, possibly eyeing a move to Dallas to join Paige Buickers down the line. If true, it mirrors her Maryland exit, a player chasing the best environment for her growth even when it shakes things up. But it was that now iconic John Cena gesture toward Caitlin Clark, not just her stat sheet, that launched her into worldwide recognition. Before that moment, she was a star. After it, she became a cultural lightning rod. The gesture ignited debates, drew in new fans, stirred controversy, and made Angel Reese a household name far beyond sports. Love her or hate her, people watched, people talked, people cared. Poa's revelations ultimately reveal a leader far more complex than headlines suggest. A player whose uncompromising standards shaped an entire team. Reese's voice, her intensity, her accountability-first approach created an atmosphere where only the strongest thrived. And for players like Poa, those lessons didn't fade after the season. They became part of who she is now. Angel Reese's legacy isn't just championships. It's the culture she created. It's the mentality she enforced. It's the fire she passed on. A force of nature who demanded excellence and left an imprint on everyone who crossed her path.